Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. Welcome to the party. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you're watching on the replay, thank you, all the gratitude in the world. And if you can like and smash that like button and subscribe to all the channels and social media, all that kind of good stuff that allows us to show up on a regular basis. I'd love it. And we are going to be talking a little bit about something that is near and dear to my heart, and probably you might have an interest in, or at least an appreciation for, and that's podcasting, because Angie is joining us all the way from London to join in, have a conversation about learning about podcasting. And first and foremost, thank you so much for being here, Angie. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, Russ. This is a great pleasure. Thank you.
Well, we've been doing this for a while. We got a few hundred episodes out there, and we got a pretty strong community. Ronald Earl Wilshire's in the house. Ronald Earl Wilshire, we had an amazing podcast years ago called R&R. What was it called, Ronald? What was it called? I don't know what it was called. I forget. R&R something. I'll have to go back in the archives and look. And the reality is I started podcasting probably in 2014, 13. And then I taught at Podcast Movement and done a few things, taught podcast workshops and things like that. But you're launching a new course. And so how did you get into podcasting? Tell us the backstory on that, Angie.
Well, I've always loved audio. So before I even learned about podcasting, I was always listening to audiobooks, when I was cleaning, doing chores and stuff. And then I found out about podcasting. Maybe not that long ago, just a few years, maybe 4 years ago or something. Absolutely got hooked, and I always knew I wanted to do one, but I wasn't sure about what. And so for a whole year, I was just like, maybe this, no, maybe that. And I was like, nothing was sort of, giving me the spark. And one morning, a Sunday morning in 2018, in December, I woke up and went to the bathroom to get ready, brush my teeth and stuff. And I looked at the mirror and I just went, can I swear on this?
Yeah.
Okay. I just looked at myself in the mirror and I just went, I'm too old for this shit. And it was just obviously about a few things that had happened over the leading few months up to this. And I live by myself. So the effect just, it was just me who, basically heard that. And all in that moment, I was like, I knew exactly what my podcast was going to be about. And it was simply, at the beginning, it was obviously very vague, but it was simply, it came from this place of like, I cannot believe that I'm learning these things after 40, that I feel like, why did no one tell me this at 18? Like, why did I not know this? How come it's taken me so long? And it came from that. And then on that same day, I was like, that's it. And I just put out a few posts on Facebook, in Facebook groups I was part of, and to ask for, guests to come on and tell their stories or share their experiences or, their expertise on different topics. And that's how it all started. And yeah, and I'm still at it and absolutely love it. So
you're still growing.
Yeah.
And I'm creating a course on, I have a course going right now on using video in your marketing and lead generation and stuff like that. And I love creating courses, and I love teaching, and I love sharing. And one of the things that you're going to be doing is creating a course. You're in the process of creating a course on microphones or podcasting in general, or what is it?
Yeah, so this is like a sort of like a bit of a shorter course, because I have like this larger courses, like a group coaching, where I get people from 0 to launching their podcast in 6 weeks. And so, but this one, it's actually already made, but it's not on the website just yet. In a couple of days it will be, but it's all about concepting. And so it's how to create a concept and continuously generate ideas for episodes. And at the back of it, there's also just like a micro course on microphone, but just sort of the basics so that you know what to look out for. and so that you don't get so phased every time you're out there shopping for a mic, or you get distracted on a forum telling you to buy a 2,000 pound microphone. When you're just starting out,
Yeah.
the microphone was 50 quid when I started, and I'm actually still using it. So, but if you know how to use a microphone, if you understand the basic behind it, you don't even have to be,
It doesn't have to be expensive.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when you're starting out, when you're
Yeah.
finding out if you even love it.
I want to say hi. Gabe is in the house. Gabe, I love Gabe.
Hello.
Is a live streamer. He's on here on a regular basis and doing some great work out in the LinkedIn community, online community. And Marcia Reese, welcome. Super Thursday morning with my pirate buddies. Stitch has come out today. Woohoo! Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's
Hi,
connect. Let's connect today, Marcia, after you get done, and let's come up with some strategies and plans. Elise from South Africa. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Tim.
Hi, Lori.
Lori Knudsen. Good morning. Tim Schoen, the
Hi, Tim.
amazing producer. Hi, Russ and Angie. Good morning from Northeast Pennsylvania. Thank you so much. And then Howard Kaufman is in the room. Top of the morning. Thank you so much.
Hi, Howard.
I appreciate it. So podcasting, Angie, is something that I've been, like I mentioned, passionate about. And there's a lot of different areas and a lot of different things. So are there any trends that you notice that are really kind of taking off or evolving? I know true crime and some of those are really at the top of the list after what was the one that Serial was really a popular one that kind of launched a lot of podcasts. But is there anything that you see that is unique to the industry these days?
I don't actually really follow trends. I don't really know what's trending. I don't look at what's at the top of the charts. But because I think with podcasting, you can just do it any way you want to. It has to really be something that fires you up. You can find a niche. I know someone who has a podcast on ladybugs. Never thought you could do that, but that's mega niche, and she's great at it. So I don't really care about the trends. I'm just terrible with stuff like that. I never know what's down with the kids. I'm not cool, so but I say I do love true crime. I do listen to a lot of I think British Scandal is amazing, and there's no I just forgot now. Anyway. British Scandal, I'm Not a Monster by BBC Sounds as well. I don't know if you've seen that one or heard that one.
I haven't.
No, it's fantastic. It's really good reporting. And British Scandal is obviously based on different scandals in the UK. So start with the Litvinenko affair, and then it goes on to many different genres. But the great thing about it is that the people who
we think you're cool. You're a pirate now. Angie, you're a pirate.
That's it.
You're so cool.
I can retire. Great. Thank you, Tim.
Yes.
No, the British Scandal, they're also just hilarious. But the way they narrate the story is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. There's many different ways of doing true crime.
Wow.
Death. Oh, Dr. Death. That's it. Dr. Death.
Dr. Death. Okay.
Oh my God. So good. Yeah.
Wow.
I love that stuff.
So as courses go, and you've been doing this a while, so it's probably, are you producing shows for other people as well?
No, I'm not actually.
Okay.
But that could be, I have been thinking, because that could obviously be, that could be a great thing to do. That could be fun. Yeah. But yeah, no, I haven't. No, I'm not. Are you?
Yeah. Well, I've produced hundreds of shows for people. I
just asked a dumb question there, didn't I?
Yeah. There are no dumb questions here. We're pirates. Come on, relax. The funny thing about it is it's so evolving. It's just like you said, there's no, you don't have to follow trends to really know that it's something special. And we have this opportunity to share a message. So what are you excited about then in the near future on podcasting and what you're doing?
Well, just in podcasting in general?
Yeah. What is it that you're excited about? Besides you're doing your courses, you're doing some things, and you're working towards a goal. What is it that really drives you and gets you up in the morning and says, wow, I got to do this. I can't help myself.
Yeah, I mean there are two different things, right? So one is like if I was to answer for my podcast, like I get really excited by the kind of people I can get on because it's mainly interview,
Hmm.
interview based, and so I do get really excited about who I can get on and try and find people and find the ones that, like last week I did a very um off topic kind of like a topic that I don't usually do, and it's this journalist who has this podcast in Denmark on UAPs, which
Hmm.
used to be called UFOs, and he has all these scientists and fighter pilots and ex-government people come on and he interviews them, and his co-host is an astrophysicist. So I had him on because his podcast is absolutely amazing. It's in Danish, so I don't know if people would know his Flyvende, which means flying saucer. But that kind of stuff, I love it because it's like, I love sci-fi and I love science, so that's like the perfect mix, having him on. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that really gets me excited, just to do whatever I actually want within, obviously, the boundaries of the law. You can't just talk about anything on podcasts. Unfortunately, there are restrictions, of course, but yeah, that really gets me excited. And the other thing is, I really love seeing what podcasts people come up with. I had there's one student, she teaches, she's a coach, for sober coach. So, and she does a podcast on that. And I think that's fantastic. And she's fun, People often think sober is boring, but she really is
Hmm.
not boring. Someone else did one on, how to quit. And she's fantastic as well. She understands the psychology behind quitting. And so things like that, it's like, oh my God, that's just like more podcasts I can listen to.
Yeah.
So, although
Gabe says,
I'm not sober, but but still, almost.
well, there's more podcasts than we can listen to. I know that. So
Hmm.
it's really cool. If you want to hear an amazing audio consultant for podcasting, you need to talk to Tanner Campbell.
Okay. Thank you,
So Rod's
Gabby.
put him on the list.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up, Gabe. I really appreciate that. And he says, I really dig Angie's accent.
Is it actually Gabby? Because this has the French accent, the French E. So I don't know if it's I don't know if you can say yes or no, Gabe or Gabby. Is it Gabby? Yes or no?
It's Gabe. I don't know. Gabe is he's Gabe to me. I don't
Yeah.
know. Gabriel. But I really love the idea that we can actually capture some of these stories and capture some of the messages, and you can have just like um, an interview style, or you can have a talking head. You can explain videos. You can actually do a lot of different things with it. So as you're going through these podcasts and producing them, so what made you want to start courses? Why would you want to start courses?
Do
There's
you
a
know
lot of
what?
moving pieces in that thing. So
Yeah, well, actually, I never thought I would be doing courses. What happened was the pandemic, and I was made redundant in my job. And so I had to sort of like pivot, and I was like, the market was I mean, it was so quiet. The job market, when it just hit, the pandemic just hit, it was really, for me, there was just nothing. There was there wasn't much. And at that time, you couldn't really just go out and get a job in a restaurant or a cafe, which I did later on when they start to open up again. Because I just utilized all skills I used to do. So yeah, and I was just like, well, I don't really want to. I'm applying for these jobs that there are not many jobs, sorry, and I wasn't even passionate about it. And I thought, well, what could I be doing? And I thought, well, let me just try out. And I did like a couple of like beta groups, like a couple of hours workshop. I think the first one was just 1 hour, just to see if I liked it. And it was donation only.
mhm.
Um, and I think I had like 4 women join, and it was like in May or something. Depending, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought, let me try a bit more. And it's sort of how that happened. And then I started to go, okay, well, how do I, sort of like décortiquer, like how do I almost like surgically go in and go, how did I do this, and what are the things that I learned, and how do you move forward, where do you start, and what are the milestones? And that's how it sort of happened. And I'm really glad, like I really love it. So it kind of happened out of obviously, like all of a sudden the time opened up and the
Is it the
necessity.
mother of necessity?
It wasn't, yeah, well, I guess, yeah, but it wasn't enough to pay the bills when I started. But it's like, yeah, it sort of happened because I had to do something.
Yeah.
and turned out I actually really enjoy it. I think if the pandemic had not happened, I would probably have thought, yeah, maybe that's a bit too soon to be teaching it. I didn't feel maybe I wouldn't have had it done it long enough. But it turns out
Mm,
I still had quite a bit I could show, and I still have a lot to learn.
sure.
And but there's definitely things that I could definitely teach. So that has been very satisfying.
Well, the beautiful thing about teaching is no matter where you are, there's going to be somebody that knows a little bit more than what you know, and there's somebody that's going to need your help because they don't know what you know.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
that's
mm-hmm.
that's the gorgeous thing about teaching and having the opportunity to teach is there's always going to be an opportunity out there because people gravitate toward people they resonate with. It's like, okay, well, we could be teaching the exact same class, and some people would want to be you to be the teacher and instructor, and some people would want an old guy like me to be teaching. It's like, I
That's
don't know.
it.
It's just a difference. And the reality is we can all provide a little bit of information and the gift of teaching. So
Of course, yeah.
hats off to you. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Did we meet on Matchmaker FM.fm, or
I'm on
was it
Matchmaker FM too, yeah. Yeah, so
okay?
probably you may have cut I think you may have popped up on the mailing list for shows to apply to. And I think that's how I found you.
Oh,
Maybe that's why I would imagine. Because I never
probably.
search in Matchmaker, but I do look at the emails.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I often wonder how people, because I get a lot of requests to be on the show, and I don't, by the time you get on the show, it's not always, it's like, how did we connect? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. It's hard
yeah,
to remember.
yeah. But it's always fun to kind of discover how the journey unfolds. And so you're going to be teaching classes, you're going to be teaching courses, you're going to be learning more,
Yeah.
um, I, and possibly even producing some shows. It sounds like
Yeah, honestly, that
that
could be
could be.
fun. Yeah, yeah.
If you ever want to talk about it, I'll be happy to have a conversation about that.
Absolutely. Well, actually, I wanted to ask because you said obviously because you do the video, you help people to market with video, and that's
Uh-huh.
definitely something that I need to. That I've been saying to myself, I need to do more of. But
Well,
I'm so
I'll send you an
comfortable with audio,
invitation.
I don't
Yeah.
like putting my. Oh, it's like, but it's obviously it helps to get people to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah.
Um. Mhm.
Well, video is the quickest way to accelerate your visibility into the whatever market you want to do.
Yeah.
It qualifies people and allows them to actually get to know you quicker. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, if you're ready or you're not, here I am, and we can do that. So I'll send you an invitation to the next webinar I have going on, and
Yeah.
and
Do that.
I have a course for that too. So
But
yeah.
because because I've been thinking definitely like YouTube because podcast what's great is there is some SEO behind it, like you can search podcasts for Google, you can find things.
Mhm.
It's searchable, and YouTube is as well. And I thought I've been wasting my time with Instagram and Facebook posts, posts like you can't search them, you have to know where you go and things, and so
Well,
yeah.
I have a solution for you. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk about
What's
it. But you can actually crowdcast.io. I'm doing webinars all the time. I got one. Well, I just did one yesterday.
okay.
I'm going to schedule another one, so stay tuned on crowdcast.io. Crowdcast is a platform that I've been using for years to actually do webinars and share information. Cy and the team over there, I've met them and hang out with them on occasion. But the reality is we have an opportunity, Angie, to kind of mold our own future. And I think that's kind of what you discovered along your journey as
Mm.
well. Is like, hey, here's something I'm interested in. Here's something I enjoy doing, and
Mm-hmm.
here's something that I could continue doing.
Yeah. And I do enjoy teaching. I don't like the word teaching because it makes me think like I'm at school and it wasn't necessarily a time I was sort of like it was good at or enjoyed. But maybe I just like people telling what to do, but telling them what to do. But I also what I really love is like seeing them getting it and then doing it on their own. And it's like like when you teach, like you're building a community of future peers. And I think that's just like that's the exciting bit because otherwise podcasting can be so isolating. Because you're behind your microphone and laptop, and that's it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is, and it can be isolating for those that may not necessarily need a crowd or an audience, a live audience. It's a good option. However, having guests like with the Pirate Broadcast, interviewing interesting people doing interesting things, you fit into that category. So it's a pretty broad category.
Yeah.
However, it's always fascinating to me, and I've always been curious about, okay, well, how did you evolve into doing this, and where are you going with it, and what's the driver behind it? So, and everybody that can hear you, there might be somebody out there that says, wow, that sounds fascinating. I think I could probably try that out. And then maybe they connect with you, on LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or Twitch or wherever they find you.
Yeah.
So,
just not Snapchat. I don't know what Snapchat is. I still don't get it. I've never even looked at the app. That's how apparently it's still around. I don't even know. But yeah, there you go. I don't do TikTok either. Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, I don't do TikTok.
Yeah,
I mean, I have an account.
Things.
I have an account, but it's there's just too many things. There's just too many things.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stick with video. And one of the platforms that I love, and I'm teaching a course on, how to use video to actually engage and accelerate the conversation, because it takes a conversation to move business forward. And I have booked hundreds of calls, maybe thousands of calls, using Dub and some of the platforms in the process that I use. So it's really important to share this information now. Gabe has a question. How do you feel about being called an instructor or the dictator of podcasting development or the czar of podcast interpretation?
I'm assuming that's for you, Russ. No one's called me the Tsar before, but you can call me the Empress. No, I'm joking.
The Empress. There you go.
Do people call you the Tsar and the dictator?
No, they call me the Admiral of the Pirate Broadcast. So I'm the Admiral.
The captain.
Captain of the ship.
I like it. Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun. So what else can you tell us about podcasting? What's your favorite mic?
Well, actually, I want to go and buy the Shure one soon, but at the moment, I'm still using the mic that I was using when I first started, which was it's the Snowball, the blue Snowball Ice.
I think I have one around here somewhere.
Yeah, that's still the same one I use. And the thing with this one, because it's a condenser mic, you just have to know how to do your settings. And it may not be suitable for all the rooms, but my room is not, as you can see, is not made for sound. There's no doors, there's a lot of windows, and I've got a road right next to me. But if you know how to do the settings on there, especially your gain, and then you know how to do the mastering afterwards in the software, then that's it. So yeah, that's the one I'm using. So to say which one is my favorite is difficult because I've only have this one, but I definitely want to get the Shure. I think is it the
SM7B?
No, not that one, because that one you need extra equipment for that one. So it's it's almost 700 quid. But the other one is the MV7, which the sound is about just as good. It's only 220 and it's plug and play USB. And apparently, like the sound, from what I can see and understand, is that it's almost as good as the other one, which is the XLR. But yes, that's the one I want to go for next.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Rode mics. I like the Rode mic. They have the Podcaster. They have one that's USB and they have one that's XLR. I have an XLR. I have Audio Technica, but and it's just a mic selection. I like the RE20. That's a great mic. It's a little more expensive, but you find it in a lot of recording studios. A lot of
which one did you say? I couldn't hear you.
It's the Audio Technica RE20.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of in the SM7B family.
Okay.
So it's kind of
it's XLR as well.
XLR, correct? Yeah. So I mean, we could nerd out on microphones and everything like that. Hyatt Ives is here from Houston. Hello, fellow pirates and Admiral Russ. Great show.
Hi, Hyatt.
Thank you so much for being here. Morning, he says. This is the beauty of live, Angie. I'm just going to say
Just
is,
like FYI.
yeah, it's something that you could do, and it's something that you can actually put in place. And then every episode of the Pirate Broadcast, and this is what I produce for the Pirate Syndicate, is I take Tracy, my producer, I love her, she's awesome, and she takes this and she takes the audio, and that goes to a podcast, and I use Spreaker. I'm not sure.
Spreaker, they're very good actually.
Yeah,
I like them. Actually, I recommend them and Captivate for hosts. Those are the only two that I recommend. I've researched a lot.
Yeah,
Spreaker is fantastic.
What's the other one? Is it River.fm?
Yeah, in terms of like what I've researched, what I found in terms of
Captivate, I like Captivate.
Yeah.
But Spreaker, I've been using Spreaker for years. So
yeah, and you can have like a dynamic ads, which is really good for people when they start out to make money.
Yeah, but so then the podcast comes out, and then she creates a transcription for the post, and then it's a post on russjohns.com. So
yeah, so you repurpose it quite well. So video, audio, and transcripts. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, you got good information.
And so, it's you get that traffic circle going with words, images, audio, and video. Yeah. So it's really handy to just saying.
Yeah.
It's really fun to be here. Thank you so much for being here too. So where can people find you? Let me say Angie-S.com.
Yeah, Angie-S.com.
And then also you're doing learnpodcasting.online.
That's it. Learnpodcasting.online.
Listen later. Fantastic.
Thank you, Russ.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your attending.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe I should say Admiral. I can't pronounce it. Admiral? I can't say the answer. Admiral.
That's okay.
Admiral Russ.
Yes. Yeah. So we're going to be doing this and wrapping up. And I just appreciate the fact that you're here, Angie, sharing your information. And if anybody's out there that listens later, connect with Angie, tell them you're a pirate, and let her know that you want to connect and make it start a conversation up. Learn about podcasting, learn about live stream. And as always, I'm going to be producing another webinar tomorrow afternoon. So sign up for that. And I'm going to be sharing some updated information on the course that will be released at the end of the month. And also the Pirate Syndicate, if you feel or know somebody or you need some help with producing a show, a live stream, or an event or anything like that, let me know. I'd love to help you out and produce something that you can come back to every time, and you can share it with your community and your audience and everything else that goes along with that. So Pirate Syndicate, Russ Johns, you can find us, you can track us down, all of the socials, all that kind of good stuff. Angie, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been fun. Thank you.
And we all have this because kindness is cool and smiles are free. And you enjoy the day. Take care.
Bye.
Boom. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.